You want to see what's new?
Yeah.
Look, over here. I know that maybe this isn't the one, but I just need to show it to you in person. That Daytona? I will here in a second. But look at this one. You just got a haircut. Looks so good. Look at this one. You don't want all gold. I know you don't. I know you don't. But
The two-tone.
I found it.
You found it?
I did, but here's the thing, right? The one that Amit bought the other day when y'all came in, it was not 2024. It was older.
It was 2023?
It was 23. I found you 2024, brand new. Let me show you the picture. This is it, 2024. That's the only picture I have right now. Brand new, complete with box and papers for 21.
Still 21?
Yeah, but that's because it's 24. I can't find it.
Josh, you gotta help.
No, Josh doesn't even have any pull with it. We don't even own it.
Two-tone.
The two-tone stainless steel. I found one, but the only thing I can do is 21. I can't get it for cheaper. I literally have no way. It's been so hard to find. Seriously, Sulab. And the other thing is that like that one was not as new. This one is brand new, never worn. But I'll show you this too.
I saw all of this today in your website.
That one is
Instagram?
new, yeah. Uh-huh.
This is all 2024?
One of them is going for 41.5 and it's 2022. And then the other one that's newer is 44 and that one is 2023.
I'm just gonna, like this one, I'm just gonna stick with two-tone. You can
I
take
know.
your time,
Yeah. I have been taking
I've been
my
doing
time.
some other stuff.
Yeah, I
Get
understand.
it if you get the two-tone, the same thing.
I know, but I can't find 19.5.
Let's do a little bit more research.
Oh my God, I've been doing so much research. Like, ask the guys. Guys, how hard have I been asking Andrew for the GRNR? Like, don't I ask you guys every day for that watch? Every single day I ask. Every single day, Sulab. I've been trying so hard to find it for you. It's one of those watches that right now is so popular. I don't think I'm gonna find a deal like that. But 21 is a strong deal. I swear, something to think about. But let's just get you your watch. Give me 1 second. Sulab has been in here before. He came in with his friends and they bought a GMT Master 2 two-tone with, I believe, the yellow gold and the bicolored bezel in black and gray. And we had it at a really good price because we own that watch. But since then, he's been looking for one and we have not been able to find it. I mean, you guys might have seen him a few weeks ago. We posted him on our YouTube channel when they came to pick that watch up. And since then, we've been looking for another one and have had no luck finding one, specifically at the price point where he got the other one. So it's been really challenging. I know that he's like dying for that watch. So I feel pressure to find him one that's worth the money, but it's just, they're so hot right now. It feels almost impossible, but we're gonna keep going, we're gonna persevere, and we're gonna find him one. But in the meantime, he did purchase a green dial AP, which I can't wait to show y'all. It's an offshore, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this to him and see what he thinks about this. I wanna give you this. Here, you can open it right here. Congratulations. I threw in a WOLVYN t-shirt in there for you too.
Oh,
yeah? Well, I'm glad you came back for this, and I'm glad that you trusted us with the green, because I didn't want you to have the same thing as Rashawn. I wanted you to have like your own individual watch, and this one is sick. I know it doesn't look as green, but once you wear it in the sunlight, you'll see how green it really is. I mean, this thing is beautiful, brand new, fully stickered. Like, I mean, it's just unreal. We don't get this watch often. We've never actually had a green one in stock. So for us to have been able to order this and get this at the price that we did with the specs that it has for him, it's like unreal. I don't want to take the stickers off of it for you. That's for you to do. I'm glad that you trust me enough to keep coming back.
Yeah, I'll come in about 4 months. I'll come for the Patek.
What do you think, Sula?
I like it.
You do? Yeah, it's really nice. And when you see it in the sunlight, you'll notice how much brighter green it is. Like, so let's put it on and see. You like it?
Yeah.
Do you love it? You love it? Okay, good. Yay!
You like green, right?
When we go outside, you'll see it. When we go outside, you'll see it. We're gonna go see right now, okay? Let's walk him to his car, Brant, so we could really get a look at what this green dial looks like. I think that it's hard to see until you see it. Now you can see it, right? Okay, look, you see it, right? It's not gonna be like, but it's still beautiful, and I hope you love it. You like it? Okay, good.
I'm gonna get a two-tone.
I'm gonna get you it. I'm gonna look and
I'm
see.
gonna get you another brother of mine. He's coming end of April.
End of February? Wait, what?
End of April.
Oh, end of
He lives
April.
in a different state.
Okay.
I wanna get to watch too.
Yeah. You let me know. I'll keep sending you new things that we get, and we'll do business again. Thanks so much, Sulab. Thank you. It's always a pleasure. Have a good one.
All right, guys. So Mike came in yesterday and knew exactly what he was looking for. He comes in and he says, "Hey, I'm looking for an Explorer. Do you have the new reference, which is the 40 millimeter with the Explorer signature actually above the hands instead of below, which is what we were used to on the Explorer one?" And I said, "I don't. I've got the 39 millimeter," and he tried it on. He really liked it. I had the 36 as well, but because it was old reference, he's like, "I don't know, I'm probably not gonna pull the trigger today." I said, "I can source you a new one, probably get it here by tomorrow." And I found one that I could match price. So here it is. We're gonna see what he thinks. I think he's gonna be really happy. I always say Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday.
That's a good looking wrapping.
But rip it open, man. Walk out with the watch on your wrist. That's what Christmas and birthdays and WOLVYN is for.
Hell yeah.
So
let's do it.
this is my favorite part. This is the magical part.
Look at that thing. Oh yeah.
It's slick, right? I told you. It's perfect, flawless.
Looks good.
2024, brand new 40 millimeter. Yeah, bracelet, clasp, everything's flawless. Exactly what I was expecting when it came in. Try that sucker on, and then I'll help you size it, everything today for sure.
And it is brand new.
Yeah, you've got absolutely everything, full set.
There's not a scratch on it.
It's gonna look so slick next week at golf, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna look really, really good. This is really cool.
This is my first Rolex, so. Yeah.
This is your very, very
Very
first.
first Rolex.
Oh, I thought it was your first Explorer, but
No,
okay.
no, that's
This
my
is his
first Rolex.
first Rolex. Congratulations. This is perfect. Well, check this out. They're genius with this. Micro adjust. You see how that bar right there can fit inside the kind of what I call the bite right there. So when I fold it flat over itself, I can actually snap it in. I just shortened the bracelet by like a half length. There you go, and you're set to go.
I'm wearing it home. Appreciate it. Thank
Pleasure,
you.
Mike.
All right.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Business with you as
Thanks
well.
for the opportunity.
Nice and
Seriously. We'll be in touch for future pieces, right?
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Hi Derek, what you working on?
I'm just going through all of my leads because I have over 100 that I'm working on right now, clients that I'm just going back and forth with. I'm going through, doing some follow-ups. I've got some people who have birthdays coming up, Mother's Day is coming up. I've got a lot of stuff coming up. So I'm like, hey, let me know if you want that piece, because some of them have already told me what they're looking into, and so I'm just seeing if we can strike some deals.
What do you think about the Watches and Wonder last week?
I thought it was sick. I thought it was really cool. Personally, John Mayer AP blows my mind. I would love to see that watch in person. If you get that watch before I do, please just bring it in. That one's sick. I thought the Deep Sea solid gold blue dial was actually a really good replacement, in my opinion, for the Yachtmaster 2. Some of the guys here may disagree, but I was never really into the Yachtmaster 2 myself. So I thought it was a good replacement. It's growing on me too. I'm not really into like super large yellow gold watches, but I thought that one was pretty cool, and the bluesy look on it. Actually, I was looking at some of Grand Seiko's releases with Christian. They have some really strange ones, but they came out with a couple that look like really, like they came out with one that kind of looks like a GMT, like steel green and gray, almost like New York Jets. And I thought that one was actually pretty sick. I think the watch that's probably gonna be most popular, I don't know, can I say most popular? It's gonna be the new GMT from Rolex steel with the bicolor bezel. I think that one's gonna be really, really sick.
I have to let people know that we have a Panda in stock, okay? Pandas never last. They never last. It's actually embarrassing sometimes because people walk in, they're like, you guys are a watch store, you guys have some of the most exclusive watches. Do you have a Panda right now? And it's embarrassing to have to say no, for the reason being, they just never last. Like, we get them in all the time, but they come in, they're out within a day or two. So I have to let people know. Pick it up before it's gone. And if it's still there somehow, by the time this video posts, you better take it. They never last.
Give us your takes on the Watches and Wonder this year.
Okay, so Watches and Wonders this year was interesting. I feel like we had a lot of brands trying to do some new stuff and kind of refresh the look and the direction where they want to go and take their brand. So we'll start off with Rolex. There's some really cool stuff that came out with Rolex. I really like the Jubilee on the Sky Dwellers with the solid gold. I think that's gonna be a game changer for the Sky Dwellers. So that's probably my favorite release. I know we have the most popular out of the Rolex, and that's the GMT with the bezel of the two-tone. And I think that one's gonna be a really good watch. I have a feeling that that one's kind of gonna be very competitive to the same type of person that would be looking at the Batman. I feel like those are very similar as far as what they do for you. It's gonna be interesting to see people's take on those. I know for me, I'd probably still go towards the Batman, but having that gray is definitely more neutral. And I think is going to be really, really cool, especially after seeing everybody's reactions with the two tones and the solid gold. This one's going to be unique to see in person, so I'm excited to see that one. But also, what I'm really excited to see is some of the new Patek releases. So with the Nautilus, the 5980 with that denim strap, I still don't know how I feel about the denim, but I really want to see one of those in person because I know the way that Patek does everything. They're just so perfect and they're so classy with everything that they come out with, that a denim, it doesn't really sound like a Patek thing, but who knows, maybe in person it looks a lot better. So I'm excited to see that one. I'll have some final thoughts whenever I see it in person, I think. But that one is really exciting, and it kind of shows that Patek is wanting to get into maybe the younger demographic that just wants something a little bit different, not something that their grandparents had. And so I think that's kind of what they're feeling with that. And who knows, it might actually turn out really nice. So I'll probably need to see the Nautilus on that denim strap to make my final opinions on it. But one that I know that I really am gonna like is that Aquanaut, that baby blue color. I think, again, they're kind of throwing some new stuff out there, showing that they can attract the younger demographic. And that baby blue, I feel like, is something that can go between the older generation and new generation. It's very classy looking, and it just gives a little bit more color into the brand. I'm really excited for that one as well. And then one of my favorite releases this year, I think, and it kind of surprises me, is the Tudor releases. And I've even seen everybody's opinions online. There's even memes that the Tudor release is better than Rolex. And to be honest, I'm kind of on that line. Tudor came out with some really exciting stuff, things that Rolex people have been wanting to see, like a Submariner on Jubilee. Tudor came out with the Black Bay with the Jubilee style bracelet. They also came out with the Coke bezel on that Black Bay, and it looks phenomenal. They gave it like that natural patina look, and they basically just made what you would expect out of a Coke into a modern watch. And I think that checked all the right boxes. I'm really excited to see that one as well. If you're watching the channel, you know that I love Cokes, and so I'm really excited for that one. And even though we didn't get it in Rolex, and I'm still waiting for that one, I think this one's gonna fill the bill for now. I'm really excited to see some of those Tudors. Now, what's even nice about those Tudors is that typically you can get them from under retail. Initially, maybe not, but eventually they fall under retail usually. So within that like 4 or 5K price range, like you really can't beat what you're getting. Now, one brand that really surprised me this year is Grand Seiko, and they really thought out of the box for this year's releases. There's actually, my personal opinion is that some of those watches, as unique as they are, they're kind of polarizing. So you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. I know like they came out with that two-tone bezel on the GMT with the green and the white. That one's probably one of my favorite releases out of this year. They came out with a new watch in the Elegance collection with that like light blue dial. I feel like that's gonna be kind of like a bluish version of a Shunbun, although Grand Seiko doesn't copy anything that they do within their own brand. So I'm really excited to see that one and see what that dial looks like in person. They really surprised me this year with some of the watches they released. Overall, I think there were some really good releases this year. There was also some releases of some stuff that brands were just thinking out of the box. And so if you've had a watch that you've been dreaming about in your mind, chances are it came out this year because there's a lot of new different styles out there, colors, and different things that might check those boxes for you. So it was a pretty exciting release overall, I would say.
What you're working on?
Just fulfilling some orders here. We got to mark them as paid, and then we have to also put how they were paid, especially if they were paid wire in our system. We have to input that stuff, so it's a little bit of bookkeeping that I want to keep up with on some orders that we did. So that's pretty much it. It's all boring stuff.
Tell us like what are your thoughts on the watches and wonders?
I really like a lot of the Patek stuff, so I think that Aquanaut's going to be a piece that is on fire for a long time, or for a while at least. Crazy, they've never really done anything like that. The 5980, I'm thinking I'm gonna love that watch, but not on the denim strap. I think I'm gonna definitely, if I were to get that watch, I'd put it on maybe like a blue croc or maybe a white croc or something else, just not that denim. I'm not a huge fan of that denim strap. I can totally see it though, kind of that Martha's Vineyard kind of look with you know, I could totally see somebody wearing a white suit with a nice like blue button up, or, and what I mean by suit, like one of those, like, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about, like a kind of like a beach suit style. What do they call those, Derek? No, like you know, like a suit you wear on vacation, like those white ones. They just call it a suit, right? No, like those white like jackets with pants, dude, like trousers. Oh. Anyways, all dumb. White linen suit with like a white button up, or even like a baby blue button up shirt would look super nice with that watch, and some Loro Piana loafers or something like that. Definitely the look that watch is catering to, but very cool. And then the Aquanaut, I think I'm a bigger fan. I really love the Vacheron green dial. I really think that combination really elevates the watch. The blue is really cool, but that green, I don't know, just something about it really elevates the look for me on that overseas. I really like all the JLC offerings that came out. A lot of them are really, really incredible stuff. And then with the Rolex, a little underwhelming, but I really am looking forward to seeing a Jubilee new GMT with the black and gray. I think that one's gonna be stellar. I'm not a huge fan of it on the Oyster, but the Jubilee definitely a lot of really nice. All the new crazy off-catalog Daytonas are gonna be insane. Those are really cool. I do like the new 1908 in platinum. I think that's a sick watch, that super un-Rolex, but super Rolex at the same time. Very cool that it's got the exhibition case back. It kind of elevates the brand, honestly, at this point. That piece, I think, alone just really elevates the finesse that Rolex can produce, and so it's really cool to see that from them. And other than that, there was some really cool there was some other stuff that was cool, but I think those are the ones that were from the ones that you guys actually want to hear from, the standouts for me. And I'm excited to see this. Hopefully we can get one of those here soon.
Any disappointment on this year?
I don't know. Disappointments. I was kind of hoping they would bring back. So I do love the new Aquanaut, the 5164, but I was kind of hoping that they were going to come out with a new reference. And I was really hoping that they were going to come out with a new reference on the 5980 as well. I was hoping that they were going to come out with something new and fresh, rather than just discontinue the old colors. And I think that was a big disappointment. I do like the new offerings. I think they are really cool, but I know Patek does things a little different. They're kind of like Rolls-Royce. They don't really change stuff too much. It's kept them up there. Obviously, they know what they're doing, so maybe I'm wrong, but I think it would have been nice to see something new.
What you looking at right here?
We just got in a 2020 Hulk old card that was sourced for a client, and I'm just checking it out, making sure everything checks out before I show it to our client, and so far it looks good.
What do you think about the watches and wonders?
Watches and wonders?
Yeah, what are some of the pieces that stand out to you?
Ooh, overall, pieces that stand out, I really like the Vacheron. They came out with the green dial, super cool watch. Cartier had some unique dials. They brought the brown and they brought the red. I'm not sure if I would be one to wear those colors. I really like the green and the blue that they have already, but I don't know. Red's kind of cool. A lot of brands don't do red, so it'll be kind of interesting to see that. Other watches that stood out, the new GMT is really nice by Rolex. Kind of similar to what we had in the past. Get the green GMT hand, the green script on the GMT master on the dial, but then you get the GRNR bezel, which is the gray and black. So I think that's gonna be cool. It's a new fresh one. They didn't discontinue one to add that one, so that was cool. It's just another option. I really like the deep sea. I think it's a really cool touch, but not a lot of people are gonna be able to wear it. But I do hate that the retail, it is over $50,000. Like, that is ridiculous. Not even the Yachtmaster 2 is that expensive. Maybe right out of the gate, it'll go a little bit over retail, but I think it's gonna settle below retail because it's just way too high of a retail for it to just stay there. Patek, the 5980, we'll see how that denim strap is. Honestly, it's kind of funky and weird and like 90s vibe, but it's weird because they discontinued the 5980, but then they came back out with the 5980. So what are they doing? I have no idea. Another one, the Aquanaut, the new Aquanaut came out. That one's really nice. Overall, I think Patek from start to finish nailed it. I think Rolex was just going for super high retails because everything is diamond flooded and factory, and like retails are just, out the wall. So I don't know if they just wanted to run high retails for this year, but Patek start to finish, I think nailed it. Vacheron is probably my favorite, the green dial. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
What's your thoughts on the watches in one of these years, bro?
I have a few thoughts. I think I'm a little disappointed with Rolex for the most part. I do like one model that they came out, and I think I can kind of speak for everybody. The one that I really like the most is that new GMT that came out. I think that's kind of long overdue. They used to have an all black GMT with the same green hand, so I guess my only complaint on that watch would be that maybe they changed the hands again. That way it doesn't look too similar to the older one. So that's my only gripe, but other than that, I think it's a great idea. I think a lot of people used to not really like that older GMT because it looked too much like a Submariner. But other than that, some of the Daytonas that came out, personally, they're not my taste. I know that there's probably a demand for it in different countries, and that's probably why they went with it. But for the most part, it's a little weird. I'm not the happiest with Rolex this year. I do, however, like the fact that Patek kind of went a little bit outside their comfort zone with some of the releases that they came out with, including the 5980. I really like that sort of style. Just reminds me of vacation. You know, for some of these people that are not wanting to wear a dress watch particularly, but wanting to wear something that's a little bit more casual, I think that definitely kind of serves that little maybe gray area that they were missing, while also kind of keeping true to that sports model luxury sort of side. The one that I'm really happy with though is that new travel time. They brought it back, but in a new colorway and in white gold. I really like that, and I really appreciate it because I got to wear a 5168G with a dark blue dial and blue strap, and my only gripe with it was that it was honestly a little bit too dark, even in the sun sometimes, to where some people might think it would look black, and kind of the same goes for me. I just kind of thought it looked too dark. So I think that blue is gonna be, if it is what I think it is, it's gonna be a little bit brighter. And so it's gonna stand out a lot more, kind of like the green one does. And then the other one, this is kind of more of a personal one. I know it's not the hypest one out there, but is the 5330G, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the white gold world time with added date. So for the longest time, they didn't really have the date on there. And I got to wear world time before, and that was like the only thing that it was kind of missing. So I can really appreciate that. And obviously they did also add the denim to the strap, which I think that's like the most suitable combination for that watch, because world time, I think of traveling, and then, you know, denim kind of reminds me of like being on vacation, wearing some linen, denim, whatever, and it kind of suits it for some reason for me. And then Vacheron, I do like that they came out with green. I figured honestly that maybe Patek or Rolex would go with a little bit more green this year, particularly like a green Sky Dweller in gold or something, or I don't know, like a 5990 or 80 in green, something along those lines. But Vacheron was the one that kind of went green this year. I'm definitely happy about that. I like the way that they did their green, because I feel like if they made it exactly the same as the older Vacheron, from what I understand, it's not quite as deep or as lacquery as the older one, or as the blue one really. And so I think it'll probably be a really good combo for that, because the greens just stands out a little bit more with the combination of the gold. Missed opportunities though. I think they could have come out with like a stainless 222. That would have been, oh my gosh, that would have been one of my favorite releases. But maybe they're just holding out until a later thing. But I think if they were gonna go green, go all the way green and make stainless overseas in green. They didn't do that, but you know, that would have catered to a little bit more people. But honestly, I can't be mad with what they brought out. I'm sure they probably will do it in the future, whether it be this year or next year or whenever. But just, those are probably the only things I have against them right now. But everything else, all things considered, I think I'm very happy with Patek. I think I like the direction that they're going, just as long as they don't become another AP where they're starting to kind of collab with a bunch of weird stuff. But anyways, I think I'm overall happy with Patek. I like the things that Vacheron had to offer. And Rolex, well, I know it's hard to come up with something each year, so maybe this is one of those years where it's, you know, there was a lot of hype for it, and maybe it was just didn't quite fit the bill this year. But I don't know. I definitely like the GMT, so for whatever that's worth.
So this is mother of pearl dial, diamonds, That's really nice. We got that in a little bit after I met y'all.
So this is a women's watch?
It is.
And this is the biggest size women's watch?
Nope, they go bigger. They come in bigger sizes.
Is this a date?
So 36 is considered kind of like the unisex size, but ladies wear it. What's actually considered as ladies would be probably the biggest.
Yeah,
of the,
in women's.
So I do love this watch because it has a different band.
Isn't that sick?
And it
Yeah.
has all the diamonds.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
a
has that
presidential.
black pearl on it. Oh, it's a presidential.
Mother of pearl. You have really good taste. We established that.
Let's time out because this
Okay.
is what I wanted to do with this one. So my old date dress that I had a long time ago
Yeah.
had the black mother of pearl, and it was this exact watch, but it was a small one, but it was not presidential.
Sure.
And so I'm like,
Maybe switch them.
and so here, and I wanted to do that to this watch.
Oh yeah.
But now with the palm trees and stuff, I'm like, I don't
I
want to mess
know.
this watch up.
I know,
And
I
then
love
he
that.
was like, once you take it off, like,
Yeah,
kinda
you don't
just-
want to change it from its factory settings, you know?
Yeah, so no wonder I like it. It's a presidential.
Exactly.
So what's the price on that?
I think it's going for 49. 49.
Oh boy. Where's the ring?
Yes, I want to show you some
You
photos.
did that.
What?
You set them up.
No, we just spoke it into existence, you know? The last time I saw y'all, it was 2023.
Yeah.
We're doing bigger things in 2024, you know? It's elevating. We have to elevate.
No, but this was exactly what I wanted for this watch, but then I realized that I didn't want to mess up the palm tree.
Sure.
And then actually, so then we were looking at that rose gold one.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
I didn't think you were crazy about it, though.
well, no.
And
So
I
then
feel that.
I tried to go for the rose gold, whatever, and then
Yeah.
I didn't. And then I'm like, I'm a white gold person.
And I get that, and I
I'm
get that.
That's how I am.
we're going to be getting inventory. And so obviously we're going to want to be able to sell our inventory here in the near future. But for now, we are sourcing these diamonds. So I'm not trying to like sell and just push you to buy one diamond that I own, that I have all my money stuck in. I'm really going to try and find you the best. So what I was telling him is that we could go, especially for the carat size you want, we could do some of the really nice ones, but those prices are just, because of the size, the carat weight and the amount per carat is like skyrockets. So there's a way to kind of get within the budget that we want to get to, that there's some that are like there's just some diamonds, the way that they're cut, because they're more brilliantly cut, because of the overall excellence of the diamond, the inclusions, one looks more white than another. And so if we can kind of find one that has a good amount of a really excellent cut where the brilliance of it is amazing, that's really what we want. And there's ways to get some diamonds to look way more expensive than they were. And we're also talking about a very expensive diamond regardless. Right. So it's not like we're cheapening it by any means. It's just that, we're talking about something that's like, we're talking about 200 grand for some of these, or 100 grand or 150 grand. And so I know that that's not where we want to be.
This is a cool piece because, to me, just because of the different textures of the steel on the actual piece itself, they've got high polish on the outside of the lugs and then the brushed around the bezel and the center of the lugs. And they keep the high polish on the screws. We would touch this up for you, and it's I'm looking at a chronograph and just making sure we're still talking about the same watch, and I've got it on a black rubber strap.
Sounds about right.
This piece that I have here is full box and papers. It's open date though, and sometimes when I have clients concerned about that, basically what I would tell them is this. So ADs, when they originally sell their watches, sometimes they do get a little bit lax or lazy with it because they're moving different pieces, and they just sometimes, like for example, Rolex won't include a white tag, or they might not include a green tag. We've seen it before. And occasionally, they might not mark down the date when they actually sell it, but it still does come with box and papers, and so it'll be your complete set here. And just to clarify, we're looking at the 44 millimeter. So I think that, and you've got the Big Bang in mind, so I think you know what you're getting into, but this is a really cool watch that's gonna feel like a lot of watch on your wrist.
Got it. And tell me again specifically, what's the model of this Hublot?
Yeah, so it's the Big Bang, and the specific reference number for this one is 301 SX, and then it's 130RX. R as in Robert, X as in Xavier. It's a long reference number. Right now I have it listed at 45.
Okay, got it. And I'm curious, what year was the watch manufactured?
So for this particular one, I don't have that off the top of my head. So basically the way that they do the dates, if I did have a date on this, it would not be date of manufacture, it's date of sale. But this particular model number, I can probably, let me look at my serial number and see if I can get you a general range of when it would have been made. Can I put you on a brief hold? So this particular card for Hublot has a chip in it, which means they didn't start making that until 2016 and after. So this particular piece was probably made anywhere between 2016 and 2024.
Okay, well, I mean, I would say this. I am interested in the watch. Here's my concern, right? You said you have the box of papers.
Yes.
Great. I think that's like step number one.
Yeah.
Being able to authenticate the watch with the company just to know it's legit, to me that's number two.
Yeah.
And then number three, if I'm willing to make that kind of investment and you guys are going to, I guess, quote unquote, refurbish the watch, that's the plan, right?
Yes, we'll take care of that for you. Make sure it's coming out looking pristine for you.
Okay, which would be fine. I mean, the thing that would probably worry me the most is what kind of condition is the movement in? Has it been taken out of the watch? Has it been evaluated? Has it been cleaned? Has it been optimized? Right? Because we don't even know how old this thing is. It could be 2016, it could be 2023, what you're telling me.
So first off, yes, it has box and papers like I told you, and the card is there, and it's an open date card, but it's all there. Secondly, in regards to us giving the watch you called it refurbishing, I would say giving it a touch up to make sure that it looks pristine for you, fresh and brand new as a pre-owned watch, so that when it gets to you, there's no concerns in regards to that. We have a watchmaker who is professional. He's top of the line, and often a watch doesn't need that much attention. He'll give this watch as much attention as it does need to be able to look good for you, and you won't need to worry about that. In regards to your third question, which was, okay, what about the movement itself? Typically, going in and taking a look at the movement would be part of like a full service, but I think that we could make sure that, basically with him, make sure that there's no issues, no problems, so you're getting a watch that is fully functioning.
Okay, perfect, man. So how about this? I will come by tomorrow, and how about you and I meet, and let's take a look at the piece. I'd like to see all the other stuff that you guys have too. I'm sure it's fantastic.
Yeah, we've got excellent inventory right now, man. So I'd love to show you some more pieces too while you're here. All right, guys, so I just got a call from Darren. He got connected and he was like, hey, I'm looking for this Hublot Big Bang. It's the black dial steel. And I explained to him some of the watch. He had some concerns regarding card and that whole process of, wait, it's open date, how does that work? So I got a chance to explain some of that to him on the call and kind of ease his nerves. And then I let him know how we would get it retail ready for him since it is pre-owned. He's coming in tomorrow and I think he's pretty excited about it. So I think we're really close. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
All right, guys, we get a lot of watches, and some of these watches that we've gotten in throughout the years, we've been able to learn to appreciate a lot of things that you don't get to experience online. And today I wanted to show you guys two watches that have little minimal things that to me just make them a little bit more special than what you would think they are, just from seeing website pictures or just from like whatever's on there online as videos. We're trying to capture some of those things for you guys so you guys can see it. And so the first one I want to talk about is the RM1103 in NTPT. One thing that you're going to see as we put some of this B-roll in there is that the dial itself, the skeletonized part, because of the way it's polished, it reflects almost like a reflector from a car. It just catches the light and it just reflects back at you in a way that makes the watch look so incredible. The other thing is, if you really look at the NTPT, the red, Basically, it's ceramic and carbon that's been forged together, and then they'll sand it down to a nice smooth finish. But with that, because there's different layers, you're gonna get, as the light captures differently on the case, you're gonna get these beautiful reflections, and the texture of the NTPT almost changes as you get different light. So it's really, really cool. It kind of reminds me of those old things from the 90s, where if you turn those pictures you would get, where if you turn it in one direction, you get one picture, and if you turn in the other, you get another picture. I forget exactly what those things are called, but hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. That's what I get from the NTPT on the RM1103. Very cool watches available on our website.
With that said, the next watch that we want to go over is the FP Journe Chronometer Blue. And this one has to be one of my favorite FP Journes that's out there. Mainly, one of the things that photos really can't capture is the way that the dial reflects. And whenever I got sent photos of this and whenever I've seen it before, it's just never done it justice until you actually see it in person. It's one of those really, it gives it so much depth that it just makes it that much more special. And the high polish on this tantalum case, it really does shine as if it has the hue of titanium, but then also the qualities of gold. And it's one of the hardest metals to actually really produce in this kind of fashion, but it's so durable, so nice, and it's actually lasts for a really long time. Now that wraps it up for this time, but I know there's a lot of watches that we're probably missing, and I know there's a lot of watches out there to cover that we need to get a little bit closer. So if there's a specific watch that you guys are looking for, just comment down below, and hopefully we can get up close and personal with those watches and show you how these watches really look like in real life.